Hi, everyone. Roger Connect, president of Universal Accounting Center, and I'm today with Melanie from 365 Book Pro. And this is actually a conversation we've been wanting to have for a period of time now because I've known Melanie for a while, actually for a few years. And Melanie's been on an amazing journey as she's started and built the practice that she now has. And I'm excited to have her share with you the story of what it is she's experienced along the way. So Melanie, first of all, thank you for taking the time to actually speak with us today and share your story.
Thank you so much, Roger Neck, and it's my pleasure to be here today to join you in this conversation.
Yeah, so well, let's go ahead and begin back at the basics and really kind of go back a few years. And I'd like you to share some things that I believe everyone can relate to. And it's essentially where you started from, what your background is in accounting, and what led you to wanting to start your business.
So my journey began when I was working as a medical billing and coding. I did bookkeeping on the side to stay afloat and pay for my student loans as well as my personal expenses. After graduating from medical billing and coding program, being the detailed person that I am, I decided to invest time educating myself in accounting and bookkeeping. I now run my own business, bookkeeping and accounting solution firm called 365 Books Pro.
So when you started your business, you said that this was a way for you to kind of pay for your schooling as you were going. So you're obviously learning medical coding and you were doing the books of business for people. So I'm assuming this was something you were doing on the side, weeknights, weekends. How many clients did you have originally?
At the time, I had about two on the side, but it was really covering up for my gas, my food, my student loans. So it was really nice that I was able also to set my schedule on the weekends or in the mornings when I can work with those clients.
Now, this might be a stretch, but do you remember how you got those first two clients? What allowed you to kind of get started there?
So the way I got those two clients was mainly a referral. They were very small business along the lines in the fashion industry back in LA. I had friends who were in the data entry position for bookkeeping, and those two clients specifically wanted to have someone that have prior experience in the bookkeeping accounting field. And I said, hey, why not? Why not try it, just data entry? And then it just kind of like picked up from there and it became something that I truly loved and enjoy.
That is wonderful. A lot of people that I work with actually start similar to how you did, where they're doing a day job or they're doing something full time, and because of who they are and what people understand their skills to be, they ask, "Can you do the books for me?" And they acquire these clients on the side. It's a supplemental income. It's something they're doing on nights or weekends, and it's at first, I think, for a lot of people, it's just something that they enjoy doing and it's for fun. So my next question for you is, what was that transitional moment that took it from being those two clients originally to being something that you wanted to do full time and that you wanted to grow?
It became a moment when I realized, like, wow, this could be, I enjoy this. It's my passion. I'm not only doing data entry, but I'm actually helping him save tax liability as well as, mitigate risk on the cost side. It was a moment where I decided to get my certification through Universal Accounting. And then it went from certification to getting a lot of clients to referrals to just, essentially having an entire team. It was really exciting to see that incorporate within the next, 4 to 5 years.
I love it. You've honestly gone from beginning to where you are in a very fast way, but at the same time, you've grown a very strong practice with your team. So one of the things I want to ask is, what is it that you love about accounting? Where's your passion?
My passion really relies on helping business owners understand their financials and how they can, mitigate risk, liabilities here, and not just that, but being able to help them in the long run. See, the way I work is a relationship base. I never sign up clients just because, hey, I can do your bookkeeping and accounting. I sign them up because, look, I can help you on these key areas with your business, and we can look at more improvements along the way. So that's really where the passion comes in terms of sitting down with clients. And most of our clients that sit down with us, they're really just an open book from there on once they are onboarded, because then they're relaxed, they know that we have it from here, and they can rely on to us as a partner instead of just a firm.
That is beautiful. One of the things that we always want to stress, especially as I work with the clients that I have, is you want to build a relationship where you have rapport with the client and they feel like you just described it, very comfortable, very at ease working with you, because ultimately what we're doing is we're working with them on these sensitive things such as the numbers and finance of their business. And honestly, we're oftentimes the only ones who are aware of the intricacies of their business. So this is powerful. So being that you started your business a few years ago, I did want to ask, what advice would you have for someone who's looking at starting a business, or in that they're in that startup process like you once were in starting your business?
My advice for someone who is new and just starting is to learn first. Get the certifications that you need, get quality mentors, and get a CPA who you can work with first. Mentorship and training is so important, um, because remember, swimming with a big shark is different when you're new. It's very hard, and it is an investment. So take your time, take the very baby steps before you go out there in the field. It takes time, and you will get there. Just take time.
Be patient. I like that. Your advice is very key because having gone through Universal, I think you'll remember that we do stress the idea of being both confident and competent at the work you're doing. It's that hand in glove type of relationship between those two very important features. And so one of the things that I think that's key is the coaching that you spoke of. And do you remember who your coaches were?
Yes, I remember Scott McKinley. I'm
Yeah.
not sure how I'm pronouncing. He
Yeah.
was my
All
sales
right.
coach. He was an amazing sales coach. He pretty much opened my mind to so many things that I wasn't aware of in terms of sales. You really need that coach side by side in order for you to understand, okay, what's my next step? Are you hitting your goals? What are your sales goals? What do you need to do next step in order for you to close that next client? I mean, it was just a really nice way of keeping me on track.
Perfect, perfect. Yeah, Scott, he's a phenomenal coach, and I'm glad that you had the opportunity to work with him because he is excellent at both the marketing and sales side of things. So here's my next question. Many of the people that are listening are like you. They're already established. They have clients. They are in business. They're successful. What advice would you have for someone that is in that stage of now what's next? How to take it to that next level? And really, what would you say to a peer of yours?
Um, Sorry, I froze. Hang on. What next step is, I'm sorry. What next step is what?
Well, well, it's just a question of imagine you're talking to someone else who, like you, has an established firm with employees. You've got all the clients. They're perhaps a CPA firm, an accounting firm, bookkeeping firm. And as they're established with these clients, what advice would you give them as to what that next level is and what that next opportunity may be for their firm?
Okay, sorry. I apologize. It's been a long day. So really, I've learned to look at accounting differently than others. And again, going back to what I said earlier, it's my passion helping other people. At my firm, at 365 Books Pro, it is critical that we help small businesses and medium businesses owners reach their goals. So helping a business owner should be the goal. Your goal, my goal, everyone's goal. Learn how to help someone, even if it's going to cost you your time, your management. Accounting is a partnership. It's not a service to me. So my advice is to help instead of closing a sale, instead of looking at them just like a number.
Perfect. You know, one of the things that I heard as you shared that is we need to be thinking of the lifetime value of the client and recognize that if we invest in the relationship, they'll actually be able to use the information we're providing to make more informed business decisions. And so it's really seeing that we have this vested interest in their using the information we're producing so that they can in fact be better business owners. So I like how you shared that because it is that attitude of help. And if we help them, they'll feel like they're getting more out of the services we're providing, and ultimately it'll lead to referrals and longer relationships and retention. And we all know how hard it is to get a client. It's so
Right.
important that we do that good work to then make sure we keep the client. That's the
Right.
challenge, really.
But remember, if you can help your client become successful, you can also be successful as well. So it goes both ways. It's a win-win situation, and it is a team. Instead of, again, instead of just like what you're saying, relationship is the key to prolong that client and garnering them as well.
Very good. Now, the other thing I'd add to that is the fact that, as you pointed out, as they grow, you grow. A lot of the services that you have will be dependent upon how large of a company they are. And so as their business starts to thrive and grow and maybe add on locations and so forth, you're just basically going to naturally grow with them. And so if you're helping your client not just do the books, but actually use the information to grow their business, they're going to be in a position where they're going to grow and help you actually take your firm to that next level. So that's well said. I like that. That's good. So here's my next question. I heard you share a moment ago some of the things that were helpful to you as you enrolled with Universal Accounting, particularly getting certified. So how did Universal Accounting help you as you were starting and building your practice?
So this is really awesome because I love talking about this and sharing this story with and I take pride in it, and it's in my little bio on the website as well. So with Universal Accounting, I was able to leverage my knowledge and experience with professional bookkeeping certification and the QuickBooks specialist. A lot of business owners out there are like, well, do you know QuickBooks? And I'm like, yes, of course, I have a certification for it. And I just show them my little certification. The training that I receive is based off on actual field case studies. So when I think I had a physician case study there when I onboarded a client for the specialist or in the medical field. I mean, it was really realistic, that practice, so that I was able to apply that knowledge to this client particularly. It exactly what helped me the most, those real case studies, practices, and examples that they offer.
I love it. So just because of the fact that you brought it up as you did, I'm going to just motion. What she's talking about is the professional bookkeeper certification here, as well as the QuickBooks certification here. And each of those, as you mentioned, focus on 11 industries where you're actually going to go through and learn the books of business for specific industries as to the nuances that exist within them so that you can be more confident marketing to them and servicing them as clients, and at the same time more competent in doing the work, because you get paid for how efficient you are. And when you're doing the work and you kind of get caught up on something because it's not something you're familiar with, it can really frustrate your earning potential. But if you've been trained in and exposed to those different nuances of the industries, your confidence goes up, your competence goes up, and you're able to do the work efficiently and get paid what you're worth. So excellent two things here that you brought up. So the other question I'd ask is, you mentioned Scott. Talk about the coaching and how the coaching was helpful to you as you were starting your practice.
So so Scott was really good at telling me, okay, so where are you at this week? Really the type of coach that was an eye-opening, as well as getting support that I needed. If I was stuck on proposal, I would send it off to Scott, and he would be like, look, let me review it. Let's get together. And he was just really a good helping hand. He was not just a coach, but I looked at Scott more of like a family, because we were working together for almost 2 to 3 months, I believe, until I after graduation, right when we started working together, I was able to close 2 to 3 clients, I believe. And it was just like he was the coach. I mean, was able to get me back on track bi-weekly, monthly. Again, you don't know your true potential until you have a coach right beside you, working with you side by side, um, and trying to get you cleaned as possible, putting you back on track, letting you know your mistakes, what you should have done in the meetings. I mean, these are critical things that could improve yourself as a business owner as well.
That is often awesome. And one of the things I need to do is actually share that with Scott, because he would really appreciate hearing those nice words that you shared. The power of coaching is really two things. It's knowing what questions to ask, as well as holding the person accountable with whom they're working. And it sounds like Scott did an excellent job of that. The other part of this is you use the word perspective. You're right. The coach has a perspective that is very important, because they're not you, and they're able to actually help you see things in a different way. Now, one of the things that I want to bring up now, and this is, I think, something that every accountant really ought to consider, is what advice would you have as to what additional services an accounting firm ought to consider offering in order to really get paid what they're worth?
So if you're an accounting firm, bookkeeping firm, looking to leverage your accounting and bookkeeping team, offer your team an incentive to obtain a certification. It will add value back to your service. And the reason why is that they will know and understand your industry, your niche. They will become very equipped to understanding the accounting and bookkeeping. And that would be my one biggest advice for those who are looking to leverage.
That's good. Anytime you can take your staff and help them feel appreciated and invest in them and help them actually get the credentials they need to be better at their own career, that helps you in your marketing to be able to say you have on staff a team of QuickBooks specialists or a team of professional bookkeepers. I like that. That's really good. And that is something that can help you in your marketing. So I guess that's a great transition to the next question, which is, how did Universal help you when you were out there marketing really find those new clients?
So the marketing program was a big help. I know Timothy, when we first spoke, trying to get me onboarded, I was very hesitant with the marketing program just because I know I was not a salesperson. But as an accountant and a bookkeeper, I found that the training and after understanding my goal, I was able to close clients within 2 months of graduation. And it was a really big help because I didn't know what was a blue color, red, white, yellow. I didn't know what those meant until, until I have that marketing program book, and it really brought and tailored down, these are the clients that you will meet in this industry. These are the type of clients that you may want to meet in the industry or not want to meet, or who you want to work with. So it really tailored to where you want to be in your practice, which was really nice. And it really helped. It really helped a lot.
So what you're describing, just so that everyone knows, is actually something that's taught in the Universal Practice Builder program, and it's meant to help you relate with your customers and also build rapport with them, but more importantly, have sustained, retained relationships with them. So the color coding that you were referring to is helping us understand ourselves and whom we better relate to, and when they're not like us, what information they're needing to basically run their businesses, and how can we deliver it to them in a way that they can find it useful. So that is well said. So I want to ask the next question about retaining clients. What are some of the things that you found were helpful or needed so that you can retain the clients that you currently have?
So garnering the pipeline and ensuring that you keep going in this service is a goal. Nothing comes easy, but the UA program teaches you on those tactics and help you do those problem solving. And that is in that marketing program. I mean, you can't sign up a client this month and then next month you'll be empty. So you have to really keep moving forward, setting those goals, doing your marketing, business development. And with that marketing program, it teaches you how to do that. So
Yeah, so in the Universal Practice Builder program, what you're talking about is where we're speaking to the idea of becoming a profit and growth expert. And once you have a client, at month 3, what are you doing with them? Month 6, what are you doing with them? Month, 12, what are you doing with them so that they can continually see you bringing value to that relationship. So I love this. This is great. So here's a great question, which is, regarding the accounting profession, how do you see it changing in the next few years? What do you see that's on the horizon? What do you think people need to be aware of within the accounting profession?
That is a really good question. And everyone is talking about artificial intelligence, changes in the new tax laws. So I I think in the next few years, I see the industry changing a lot. Um, and with the new tax reform changes, AI, this industry is going to be more competitive. It will be a start to be based more on consultations.
Hmm.
So it's really based off on your knowledge, what you know about the industry, your niche. The more value that you can offer to clients outside of just a number, or the more value you become. So setting consultations, giving them, like what Mr. Roger was saying, is that the profit and growth expert here, you become more valuable to them instead of just doing your basic data entry reconciliation type of bookkeeping service. So that's where I see the industry going in the next few years.
That is perfect. I would agree with you. AI, or artificial intelligence, is very much changing the profession of accounting. And I really do believe some accountants feel threatened by it. They believe that it's taking away what they enjoy and like, which is both the recording of the transactions and the preparing of the financials. But in reality, it is empowering to the accounting professional because it allows you to automate so much of the work that needs to be done, freeing you up to be more consultative. And honestly speaking, that's where you get paid the most.
Right.
Therefore, you can be paid well for what your services are if you are, in fact, offering consultative services. And so that's a powerful thing. That's one of the things that leads me to have conversations with people about profit first, as well as becoming a value builder provider. So those are some excellent consultative services that you can easily do there. So here's my next question for you, and it's basically, you've brought up universal accounting a few times. What would you tell people about universal accounting, or how it is that we help people that are accounting professionals?
For a good question, and thank you for that last question. I absolutely would love for everyone to understand and just try to reach out to Universal Accounting. Give them a call, okay? Because this program creates a great foundation for starting a career in bookkeeping and accounting. Whether you're doing a small business accounting, or you are just going to be a bookkeeper for a medium-sized business, this will give you a head start.
That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Well, Melanie, you honestly have created a wonderful company. You've got staff, you're taking care of clients, you're doing the books. So I'm going to ask you to do something that I don't know if you can, because I know you moved, but you have a beautiful office location. We were just admiring outside the pier, the bridge, the Ferris wheel. Is that something you could turn your computer and still show, or did you move to a part of
I
the
moved
office that's not
into a
visible
private
anymore?
office. I could go outside. Matter of fact, I could bring my laptop out there. It's actually sunset now. So our office is in National Harbor in Maryland, and we have a wonderful location here. Let me show you. Here's one of our business manager, Matt.
Hey, Matt.
So let me just turn my laptop. Now it's sunny, but that's the
Oh, that's
Ferris wheel,
beautiful.
that's the bridge, this is our patio, and it's sunset now. So we get this view almost every day,
When I
weekend.
saw that before we started, I just felt that needed to be shared. As a beautiful location. So, Melanie, you have done a wonderful job. Congratulations on everything you've accomplished and achieved. And most importantly, congratulations on the passion and the stick-to-itiveness that you've had to build the business that you do. This is wonderful. I appreciate you taking the time to share this with everyone. I know that we've been talking about doing this for some time, and it was difficult with your busy schedule to make this possible. So thank you. I appreciate it. And for everyone that's listening, that's had a chance to listen to this point, what we're going to be offering for everyone is a free copy of the ebook In the Black. for you just to basically see what it is you can do to map your business and really take your company to that next level with 9 proven principles that will make your business profitable. So with all that in mind, thank you everyone for listening. Remember, if it's about accounting, it is universal. And Melanie, do you have any final thoughts?
Thank you everyone for your time. Really appreciate it. And, feel free to chime in below if this is going to be posted on Facebook.
It
Uh,
is. It
I
is.
will be on Facebook. I will answer anyone's questions if you have any. I'm here to help you as well and share the success with you all. So good luck, everyone.
Yep. Thank you, Melanie. Take care, and everyone have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.